Initially, we didn't really know what was going on, but due to the training that we, from when you first join the army to all the way to this point, we've had numerous casualty scenarios and that sort of stuff during our training. So we were pretty well prepared for what we were going into. But obviously, a real life scenario is a lot different to a training exercise. But I think that prepared us obviously quite well for what we were going into. Any shock or anything like that we didn't experience till afterwards. We didn't really realise the magnitude of what had happened until we had finished and the police officers were telling us how serious it actually was.
It was just over the footbridge when we heard the first gunshots. When we got outside, that's when we seen the casualties. So altogether I treated about 3 casualties there. So it ranged from one young girl, she got shot in the back, another one was shot in both legs, and then the last one was someone with a broken leg.
You could have heard the gunshots from the back of the pool area in Hooters Bar. It was just the case of the fact that everyone was walking towards the main door, thinking, oh, there might be a celebrity here or something, and then all of a sudden there's just people flying everywhere, and you just instinctively know there's something wrong. You need to get out there and help them, otherwise why just do all this training if you can't help people? What do I do now? What do I do next? Shall I'll go this way, I'll see if people are down here okay, I need to go to the back because that's where most people pushed up to. It was just more of a professional sort of tick list of what we needed to do next. I was scared, I'm not going to lie, it was a hell of an experience, but it just got pushed to one side by training. Training sort of pulled us through to make sure that we did the best we could in the circumstances, really. I really feel for the families that have lost people, and I know that the whole world's watching and sending out their regards to them.
A massive horde of people just came in, throwing tables and that, and then we knew instantly something was wrong. And people just came in, covered in blood. Some people were shot, and it was straight away. That's when me and Priestley and that, we split up and just went and tried to do what we could. We knew straight away that we got to try and help people. We can't just not, if we've had, like you say, we've had the training to deal with casualties, so why not just try and help people the best you can. These 2 lads brought a girl in and put her on the floor, and I ran over straight away and held her hand to see what was wrong with her, and she had a gunshot wound to the cheek and she had one to the top of her thigh. She had a t-shirt which I wrapped around her thigh to try and stop the bleeding on her leg, and I held the cloth on her cheek, and I said to her it was going to be alright, and she said she was scared and she wanted to phone her mum. She didn't have a phone on her, so I said, you can come with me, I'll get you out of here, the ambulance is outside, I'll take you with me. So I took her outside to the ambulance, and on the floor by the ambulance they had a couple of bodies and there that they were starting to cover up and stuff, and then ran back in and tried to find other people and see who else needed help. It was like a bit of a triage moment there, where just see who was desperately in need of more assistance. Regardless of my own safety, kind of went out the window. I just wanted to see who I could help, because I didn't know the full situation, what was going on. I mean, I don't know where the gunner is, anything like that. I don't know. So I just wanted to try and find as many people as I could who needed help. My condolences to the families. I mean, my heart proper goes out to them, because that was horrific, and I can't imagine what they're going through right now.
Well, initially we were just at Hooters, so having a meal, just finishing up, and a woman just comes into the restaurant screaming, couldn't really make out what she was saying or anything. So originally thought it was just a celebrity or someone turned up, and a minute or 2 later there was crowds of people piling through the doors and people jumping over tables, throwing tables on the floor, hiding behind them, and shouting that there's a gunman or there's a bomb or something like that. And so went out the front of the casino, and there was quite a lot of people that had been injured from running away, so cuts on their legs and scrapes, bruises and all that, so not too bad. But obviously a lot of people that had lost their friends and didn't know where their family was or saw their family get shot, and that's just trying to reassure them that they were alright and all that. Yeah, I was talking to a woman, she seemed quite shook up, and she just saw her friend get shot in the back, taken off in an ambulance, didn't know where her other friend was, and tried to talk to her, calm her down. Wow, I didn't really know what was going on at first. It wasn't until much later where all the TVs had the news on that actually found out how serious it was. And just don't really know what to say. It's a bit surreal that we were there. No, well, obviously, heart goes out to all the families and that affected, everyone affected by it, injured, and hope everyone makes good recovery.
When leaving the Tropicana Hotel, I got approached by a person on the floor saying he needed my help, screaming. Appeared to have a gun wound to the lower left side of his back. There's no exit wound to what I could see. So I kept direct pressure on, and I was holding the gentleman's hand, and he was saying it's fine, difficult to breathe, it's fine, difficult to breathe. I'd say 3, possibly 4 minutes passed, and he still said it's difficult to breathe. At this point, he let go and he said he died. Checked his pulse, and I said to a civilian lady next to me, I said, please stay with the gentleman until medic comes. At that point, I got held down by somebody else who had been shot in the left bum cheek. Again, I applied direct pressure, using one of his jumpers that he had there. Again, it was 10 minutes maybe, and somebody else shouted to want my help. So I said to another person, civilian, can you hold on while I go and check this other casualty out? The medic had given me a tourniquet at this point, and I put a tourniquet above the wound on the left arm, and I used, again, a tea-towel somebody put from a flat, as in the first field rest in FFD. I was sitting talking to them, reassuring them it was going to be okay. They were telling me how the night went in Vegas. And then a gentleman, I'll say probably mid-40s, come running around the corner. I said, it's his wife, she's been shot, she's urgent attention. So I said, are you okay for me to leave? He said yes, there's people around him. So I thought it was better interest if I go and see the next casualty that needed my help. At this point, I was confronted by a lady who'd been shot in the back. She was in a wheelchair. Again, I just applied direct pressure to the gunshot wound. And I said to her, I'm going to touch your stomach in some places. It might hurt to see if the bullet had come straight through or if it stayed in place. There was no exit wound again. So I kept direct pressure on, and I was reassured everything was going to be okay. I'm British Army, I'm team medic trained, and everything's going to be fine. And that's, I was there again for 15-20 minutes till an ambulance came and took the lady to safety.
Personally, I knew I did as much as I possibly could, and I think that's all that really matters, is I did as much as I could, and I hope that it did something. It made a difference.
A lot of people calling you guys heroes. How do you feel about that?
Just doing our jobs. At the end of the day, we're soldiers, and we don't trained not to turn off at any point, so we've just got to keep going, keep professional, and just do our job, really.